Good morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. Hope everybody is safe from the big storms last night in Watauga, Ashe, Wilkes. Those counties really got hammered with some strong winds last night and several tornado warnings. No confirmation of tornadoes touching down, but we're still surveying the damage. We'll find out later today. But we do have more storms on the way, and this will affect more of the area during the day today. You all know how hot and humid it is out there today. We barely dropped below 80 degrees last night. It was crazy muggy across the area. Let me show you this setup because across this region, we've got some super muggy air in place. These are the current dew points, by the way. I'll put the large font on. You can see mid to upper 70s. The air temperature is already in the mid 80s, so it is really warm and muggy. So there's plenty of fuel for these storms, and we have a very good trigger or initiation point for these storms. This cold front, which is moving in from the north and west, is going to bring some slightly cooler air. It's going to knock about 5 to 8 degrees off the temperatures, but it's also going to help trigger some strong and possibly severe thunderstorms this afternoon. We'll put on the severe weather outlook. You can see ahead of it, the low risk already in place, the medium risk in orange. And I really think because of the timing, this is going to arrive shortly after midday. So the heating of the day is going to be more prevalent in this orange area. That's where we'll see a little bit higher risk of severe weather today. But you can clearly see the setup. There will be some scattered storms along that front as it pushes. Now, if you're getting excited for the cool down, I'm getting a little excited too because it should be pretty decent. We'll take a quick look at that as we look at the cooler air. So yes, there is some cooler air back towards the west. You can see the 80s and 90s ahead of it, but look at that, 60s and 70s. Now again, it's only about 10:45 in the morning as I'm recording this, but this will be some cooler air that heads our way. So let's get into the future cast if you have outdoor plans today to time out those storms. All right, here we go. We'll go right to noon today. You can see the storms will develop in the mountains and foothills around noontime. By 1 o'clock, they should be going pretty good. And then starting to push east by 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. They'll be scattered. So again, we're not looking at a big line, but some of these individual storms could be severe pretty quickly. There is what we call a lot of downdraft cape, which means downburst potential is pretty high today with these storms. You see by 4 o'clock, the line is pretty vigorous. By 5 o'clock, it's pushing east. And you can see by 5, 6 o'clock, we're getting a pretty good broken line. Now, as you see this, remember, there's going to be some holes in there. I know I'll get the people go, the storms went around me. They're going to go around a lot of people today. But the storms that do develop, they're going to be super strong as they push off to the east through the evening hours. So you get the idea there, a broken line of thunderstorms with this cold front. I'll loop this a couple of times. And you can see mid-afternoon is when things should really crank up. The slower the front is, actually, the more storms we'll see and the stronger they'll be because it'll allow for this crazy hot and humid air mass to really bubble up and get boiled over before that front gets here. So right now, plan on those strong storms arriving, I would say mid-afternoon. And our main threat is going to be damaging straight line winds and maybe some small hail. A little bit further northeast, the tornado risk is not zero, but it's probably be more up in this area that we'll watch. So from Raleigh to the Tidewater region of Virginia, that's where we'll watch. But again, remember, severe thunderstorms always have the potential. You get some outflows that collide or something like that, you can get something to spin up quickly. But again, the wind damage will be, 15, 20% of the damage across our area is going to be from wind damage. There's the heat advisories in effect as well today, excessive heat warning. So, it's going to be one of those days where the heat's going to be crazy and the storms could happen and feed off of all of that hot, humid air. Stay safe. I'll have updates. I'll post if anything gets crazy this afternoon. And again, stay cool early. Watch out for storms late.